technology. In this episode, we'll be discussing the basics. What is Islamic culture? What is the Sharia? And what are fatwas? Because when we say tech and cultures, let's even know what is our culture as Muslims and as Nigerians, and how this Sharia, fatwa work together to guide us to Allah's pleasure and mercy, both in this world and in our grave and on the day of judgment. Allah give us the knowledge in the form of fitrah as a baby. And subsequently, Allah continues to provide guidance for every human being. In fact, Allah says in Surah Al-Insan, Inna hadaynahu sabila imma shakiron wa imma kafuron. It is unto everybody. We have shown you the way. It is now unto everybody to decide whether you would be grateful to Allah or be rebellious. So essentially, the question today is, what is the Sharia? It is the legal framework of Islam outlining what is permissible and what is not. It defines what is halal and what is haram. Sharia is based on the Quran, the Hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, and the agreed upon interpretation by competent, qualified scholars for matters that are directly not referenced in the Quran or a Hadith. You see, the Sharia is firmly rooted in Quran and a Hadith, but it is also flexible enough to accommodate the interpretation of reputable qualified scholars. So if we have an issue that is not directly in the Quran or Hadith, that is happening now, if we are talking global warming, if we are talking IVF, in vitro fertilization, so many things that are coming up today, the Sharia allows the scholars to make a judgment and make it part of the Sharia. Analyze the problem, analyze the situation, and make that issue part of the Sharia. So as a Muslim, you are free to do whatever you like as long as it falls within the bounds of the Sharia. You see, the Sharia aims to protect 5 key aspects of our lives. One is our religion. The Sharia aims to protect the Islam, the way of life as a whole. 2 is our life. The basic objective of Sharia is to protect the life of human beings and even animals. So the Sharia ensures that the religion is protected and all forms of lives are protected. The third thing is the intellect. The Sharia does not allow us to tamper with our own intellect, to take alcohol and become drowsy and not have your sense again. The Sharia does not allow us to take hard drugs because they affect the intellect of a Muslim. Then the fourth one is the progeny. The Sharia does not allow us to tamper with the lineage of a family. Even if you adopt a child, you cannot rename the child and remove the name of the father of the child. Somebody cannot be living with you and you change his surname. And that is why Islam and Sharia does not permit one to go into adultery because you give birth to a child that is essentially a bastard, whose lineage cannot be properly traced. And the fifth thing that the Sharia protects is the property of anybody. That is why stealing will not be allowed. Grabbing somebody's property will not be allowed. Taking anything that is not yours would not be allowed. So these are the 5 things that the Sharia aims to protect: the religion, life, intellect, lineage, and property. These objectives, these items that the Sharia protects, ensures a balanced and harmonious society, promoting justice, fairness, and compassion. Now, let's talk about fatwa. What is a fatwa? A fatwa is a legal interpretation or opinion of a qualified Muslim scholar in a specific place at a specific time relating to a specific event. It is not general. While the Sharia of Islam covers the whole world at all times, the fatwa that a scholar gives to a particular person, an organization, a government at a specific time is not binding on every Muslim globally. To apply a fatwa from a different place and time, you would need to consult the scholars, true scholars and qualified scholars of that place. So you cannot go on the internet and Google and just Google a fatwa or see a fatwa on the internet and say, yes, that applies to you. No. A particular fatwa was given for a specific place at a specific time to a specific issue. For you to adapt it you need a scholar in that your own area that knows your own specific issue to tell you whether that fatwa applies to you or not. This means that you cannot simply just go and shop for fatwas online. Something happens and you start looking for a friend or looking for somebody that you can call to give you a fatwa on a particular matter. No. So finally, what is Islamic culture? It is the complete way of life for a Muslim. It is everything we do, how we dress, how we talk, how we behave. Some of these things, Sharia, the law, Sharia is the law part of it. Sharia does not necessarily restrict it, but it is acceptable to the Muslim. It is acceptable to the community of Muslims as long as it doesn't go against the Sharia. You know, there are some things the Sharia is silent upon. If the Sharia is silent upon it and the generality of Muslims accept it as normal, then we can say it is part of Islamic culture. The Sharia might specify the colors that a Muslim woman should not wear, or a Muslim man should not wear, a perfume that a Muslim man should wear, or a food that we should not eat. But outside those specific ones, every other thing that is edible can be eaten and they form part of the Islamic culture. In subsequent episodes, we will now be checking how technology affects this Islamic culture. That is the essence of this program, and I pray to Allah that He guides us to that which will enable us to attain His pleasure in this world and in the hereafter. Thank you very much for watching. You can subscribe to iMedia Digital Hub activities by sending the word JOIN to 080-5500-3593. And we'll be sending you regular updates of our activities as events unfold, inshallah. See you in the next episode. I say, Ma salam.